Hey everyone, this is the Mind of Lilith, and thank you for joining me today. I'm going to be discussing the most recent episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 4, Episode 2. I'm going to focus on two specific topics on this channel, and on my other channel, The Wounded Womb, Mind of Lilith, I'm going to focus on the third topic. So for this particular conversation, I wanted to talk about Stormi, and I wanted to discuss the pajama party. First off, when I first saw Stormi, she reminded me of those girls that I would grow up with in school. And, I would get in a fight with somebody or somebody else would get in a fight and the girl wouldn't even be involved, right? She's just an onlooker. But as an onlooker, she's getting excited at the prospect of a fight and she wants to get involved in the fight. So she'll say things to instigate the fight further, or she'll say something to disrespect one or both of the people that are about to fight in order to have an opportunity to engage in the fight herself. Stormi is intelligent, she's successful, she's an alpha, but she reminds me of someone who likes confrontation and drama. She reminds me of somebody who fantasizes about being disrespected in order to have the opportunity to fight. She's like, I wish they would say that to me. That's the kind of person she reminds me of. Like if two people arguing, oh, you let her say that to you? That can't be me. She would never do that to me. And then the other person would say, mind your business. And then she would respond like, what do you mean mind your business? Make me mind my business. And now she's in the mix, getting ready to fight. And the confrontation was even about her. That's who Stormi reminds me of. Somebody who wants to fight for no reason, okay? And with this situation with Melody already going through a lot in her personal life, to bring someone like Stormi on is going to cause more problems as we see when the season progresses. So now Stormi already has money. She has her own business. She doesn't really need the show for business. Why would she be on this show? You have to ask these questions when you are forming professional or personal alliances. What is this other person getting out of it? Why would this person volunteer to be on a TV show that they don't have to really be on? They don't need any marketing. They're already, successful and rich. They don't really need to be on the show. Why are they here? And so she comes on the show, Stormi, very opinionated, and then she kind of makes fun of Melody, pretending to not remember that she gave a man fellatio. First of all, if you're really somebody's friend, for real, y'all tight like that, you're not going to bring up something in jest that embarrasses your friend. You just let it go and be what it is. You know what it is already. Nobody needs to keep bringing it up. But Stormi seems to be like an antagonistic person. She likes to start mess and get involved in mess because she wants the opportunity to pop off and run her mouth. This is why Melody has to be careful, because if her goals are not in alignment with what Stormi's agenda is, then there's going to be a problem down the line. If Stormi wants to be on a reality show, she wants to be famous and she wants to be a celebrity at any cost, even at the expense of Melody's peace of mind, Melody has to be very careful with that, because Stormi seems like she's running her own show. And I understand you want to be authentic, but at the same time, you can't come in the mix, right? Insulting people you don't even know, calling Tiffany thirsty based on what you saw on TV only. Yes, if you are a content creator or an audience member, it's different to have those kind of prejudicial opinions, because you don't know these people, you haven't met them, and you're only going off of what you see on TV. But when you meet people in real life, you cannot be as closed-minded. You can't be as judgmental. You have to have a different type of disposition when you meet them in person, because now you have the opportunity. You have an opportunity, unlike the members of the audience, right? Unlike us, you have an opportunity to get to know this person better on different terms. Stormi is acting like she's one of the content creators on the show. Spinning her own narrative. She already has preconceived notions already. She knows what she wants to say. She knows how she wants to pop off and show up. No. I feel like she's fantasized about being on the show for the opportunity to pop off at people she doesn't like, based off of what she saw on the show in previous seasons. And that is a recipe for disaster, as we will see when the season progresses. Last season, people had a problem with Tiffany being, disrespectful to children, but I believe that Stormi is a lot more confrontational and a lot more disrespectful than Tiffany, potentially. Yes, Tiffany should not have talked about the kids. I agree with that 1,000%. Tiffany does not know how to communicate with people in a way they feel like she's being genuine with them. Even if she's telling the truth, there are certain things that she's not talking about. So people don't really trust her. And I suspect, too, they don't trust her because she is biracial. The way she speaks, the way she carries herself like, quote unquote, a white woman. The way she speaks and the way she thinks and the way she communicates with people is, she's been socialized into white culture. So a lot of people don't really trust her like that. They don't really like that about her, I suspect. Like I said, I don't really have a big problem with Tiffany like that. I am more concerned about Stormi because Stormi will run over everything. She will cause a ruckus and will feel nothing about it. She won't apologize about it or nothing. She'll just be like, well, it is what it is. I was just being me. That seems like the kind of person that she is. And we saw when they had the pajama party, how she basically cursed at, Tiffany for saying something smart out of her mouth. Stormi is the type that will mutter something under her breath that for you to hear it. So you can say, what did you say? And then she has an opportunity to start a fight and confront you based off of what she wanted you to hear, right? That was disrespectful. And then when you say, what did you say? Who are you talking to? She'll use that as an opportunity to reel you into a fight. That's how I see Stormi. She's not a dummy at all. She was the only one who peeped game with Maurice or Marceau using the picture to deflect from what he was doing, because now everybody's focused on, like I said on my other channel, everybody's focused on Maurice. Why was he there instead of Marceau? Why were you there as a married man, Marceau? Why were you condoning your friend cheating on his wife? And I said this a few weeks ago on my other channel. I think he did it to deflect from what he was doing because now the heat was on Maurice. Oh, Maurice is a liar. See, you can't play that with people who are critical thinkers and who kind of plan 10 steps ahead every single time. Marceau can do what he does to Tisha because she's willingly naive and gullible. She wants to be deceived. She wants to be lied to. It is what it is. He can't pull that on someone like me or Melody or some of the other content creators that are talking about this particular issue who are wise enough and who are discerning enough to say this man obviously has something to hide. Anyway, so back to Stormi. She is going to be a troublemaker on the cast. And like I said, when we talk about energy and how we try to shift out your energy and heal, it is important not to bring people around you who like to fight, who like drama, who are antagonistic. There's nothing wrong with being authentic to who you are, but there's a certain way you have to carry yourself to diffuse situations. She seems like she does not know how to diffuse or to de-escalate drama. She seems like the type to amp things up based on how she's feeling. So it is what it is. Like, okay, she's here. I respect her hustle. I respect her business. I respect her success. But at the same time, she is a troublemaker, in my opinion. She's somebody who will cause trouble because they like the drama. Like, how are you fighting in future episodes and you just had a baby several months ago? Who is doing that? With all the money you have, why would you be getting in a fight and, a potential lawsuit? Destiny could have sued Stormi if she would have attacked her. She could have pressed charges on her and filed a lawsuit for damages. Okay? Now, I'm not sure if they signed a waiver on the show. That's a possibility. But at the same time, like I said, you can't do that. Like, you can't act a fool as a grown woman and then expect people not to see you as a troublemaker. So the pajama party. I was upset about this pajama party because like most people, I'm like, why would you invite Tisha's cousin, Keke? Now, Melody said that Keke and her were friends before she met Tisha, so to speak. Fine. But Melody is playing with fire because there's two things that are happening here. If you're playing politics with family members, right? You're going to put the family member in the position to either betray their cousin or betray their family member to gain your confidence, or you're going to turn the family member into a double agent. Now you're bringing them into your circle and then they're going to share your business with your enemy. Why would you do that unless you're trying to play them or manipulate them against their cousin? Okay? Keke wanted to be in the mix. Keke wants to be friends with Melody because Melody seems to be a mover and a shaker and the popular girl in town. So what she did was she went to her cousin's enemy's party, Yes, they were friends before. I understand that. But if you're going to do that, first of all, let it be known. Are you inviting me to this party to get back at Tisha? Because if you're doing that, I'm not playing that game with you, right? As grown women, you're supposed to say something like that. Let it be known. Now, they can lie and say, oh no, I'm just kicking it with my girls. You want to be here, right? Okay, so now, if the person acts like they don't know what you're talking about and they want to play coy, this is what you're supposed to do. Keep your head on a swivel. Do not disclose any inflammatory information that can be used against your cousin or your friend or whoever is closest to you, because Melody's allegiance is to herself, not to Tisha. So it's Keke's responsibility to show allegiance to her cousin. That's the way family works. Now, like I said before, because people want to be in the mix with Melody, they're willing to compromise certain things about themselves in order to get in the mix. And then when things fall apart, when there's a misalignment of goals, expectations, lifestyles, and, feelings about the relationship, then there's a potential to be blowback. Okay, Melody is playing with fire, and this could backfire on her. Now, if Melody were to come to Keke and be upfront about her intentions, then she can mitigate some of the damage down the line and say, okay, it's just a pajama party. We're just girls. I'm not here to talk about anybody. I just been hanging out with you, whatever. But if Keke feels like she's being manipulated and she doesn't see it, and she finds out later on that she's going to be another Iyama. She's going to be another person who has an issue with Melody because of a misalignment or misunderstanding about the nature of the relationship. So you are supposed to be the one in charge. This is all women. In every single relationship that you're in, make sure you know what you're in it for, and make sure you're not getting played or used against your best interests. That's just the way it is. I'm not saying that's what Melody is doing, but that's how it's going to appear to Tisha, right? Because that's like, why would you invite your enemy's cousin to a party to talk about her? That is the most obvious thing that most people would say, okay, well, if you don't want it to look like that, then make sure you don't make it look like that. Make sure you don't make it appear like you're trying to turn my cousin against me or use my cousin to hurt my feelings. Don't do that. That's family. Okay. But like I said, it is more so Keke's responsibility than Melody's responsibility to protect Tisha. Keke has to do that. And Kimmy pointed it out. Like, yo, if you want to talk about Tisha, why not invite her here? Right? That's what I would have said. If you wanted to talk about her so much, you should have brought her to this party. Right? So that kind of reminds me of a guy who's mad at his girlfriend, and then he starts to date one of his homegirls who always had a crush on him, knowing good and damn well he's just using her to distract him from his real girlfriend. Melody is using Keke to distract her from Tisha, or to kind of play against Tisha's feelings. That's basically what it is. They both play that game. It can backfire. Like I said, I'm not saying Melody intends to hurt Keke, but if Keke is expecting more out of this relationship and then she realizes, oh, she only brought me here to talk shit about my cousin, then that's going to become a problem. Like I said, Melody has to make it known that, listen, I enjoy spending time with you, but I got kids, I got businesses, I got a show, all this other stuff. We won't be able to kick it and be as close as I would like to be, but I'm going to invite you to this pajama party. Don't expect me to be a part of your village. That's it. You can't call me whenever you want to. We're not that kind of friendship. I'm just inviting you to a party because I want to talk to my homegirls. I need to heal from my situation. And it's not really usury if you tell people up front what it is and they have the option of saying yes or no. If you manipulate people, then you're going to make it seem like, oh yeah, we cool, we kicking it, we tight again, blah, blah, blah. And that's not what the intentions are. Tell them up front, listen, I miss my homegirls. I got kids. I got this. I would love to have a party for all my friends to come together. I miss talking to y'all. Afterwards, I won't be able to be as present or as available as I would like to be because I have all these responsibilities, but I miss seeing all you guys, right? And, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to be available for you whenever you need me to be there. But if that's okay with you, you can still come to the party, right? Now, I'll be available for you when I can. I'll be there for you when, you ask me to for the most part, but I have so many other obligations and other priorities Don't expect me to be at your beck and call, available for you to talk to you every single day. That can't happen. That's just not realistic. I'm a single mother with 4 children. I have businesses to run. You can't expect me to be available for you whenever you want me to. But like I said, you can come to my party. I want to see you, blah, blah, blah. And like I said, Keke has to establish those boundaries. She has to make sure that she doesn't say certain things to disrespect her family, because at that point, she's the spokesperson for her family. And that it is what it is. And you don't want to cause a rift between family members either because of your petty squabbles and arguments. Keke has to make sure she does what she's supposed to do. And then with Kimmy talked about the fact that she doesn't think that Maurice cheated. They weren't really married at the time. And Melody was trying to make it seem like, yeah, but if it happened to me, it can happen to you too. Which is true. But this is the thing. I could see how uncomfortable Kimmy was talking about the situation. And, girls get together, they gossip, they talk about stuff. And I think Melody wants to feel vindicated. She wants to feel vindicated because everybody called her a liar and a mean girl the first season because she was exposing the fact that Martel and Marceau and them were also, were doing things. She didn't say much about Marceau, but she implied that he was cheating. And I believe he was too. And Melody even said that Martel changed after he started hanging out with Maurice and Marceau. She wants to feel vindicated and say, these men got away with doing so much dirt, and I don't want them to hurt Kimmy. I don't want them to hurt Tisha the way that they hurt me. So I'm trying to help open these women's eyes out here. But some women don't want to see what it is. Some women don't want to accept the fact that their man is a cheater, especially if he's careful enough to cover all of his tracks. I think Melody has an axe to grind with Maurice and Marceau. Not necessarily Kimmy, but I think she wants to look out for Kimmy because she's like, if these men are cheating, then you should know about it. But what Melody doesn't understand is that some women are cool with that. Some women are cool with their man cheating as long as he's doing it respectfully. So Melody is running the risk of rubbing Kimmy the wrong way if she keeps on insisting that Maurice and Marceau are cheating. Because it makes it look like now she wants to hurt Kimmy's marriage, and that's not what it is. She wants to protect Kimmy from what she's going through. A lot of us women, we get infuriated when we see other women get played. I don't like seeing other women get played. I do not like seeing other women get played, and Melody's the same way. It's not like she wants to see Kimmy get a divorce. That's not what it is. But she doesn't want to see her friend get played either. But at the same time, a lot of women who are married, they choose to bury their heads in the sand. I'm going to discuss that on my other channel. They choose to look the other way because it is convenient for them to do so. So Melody has to chill out for a bit, fall back. There's nothing else she can say in this situation. If the women want to get played and they want to ignore the truth of what's going on, then it is what it is. Like, I think Melody is really, really determined to prove that these two men are cheating. She's not doing it overtly, but it is something that is sticking in her mind because it's like all these guys were playing me. They had a whole little game going. I'm making the money, I'm birthing the babies, I'm running the businesses, and these dudes are going to Atlanta and they're hanging out and they're messing with women behind my back, laughing at me, playing me, and these men are getting away with it. I don't think Melody wants to hurt. It's not about her being bitter. I think she just really wants them to pay for what they did. I think she wants to call them out and put them on blast for helping Martel to cheat, for helping to destroy a marriage. And they're still doing it. It's not like they stopped. I think Melody believes that they're still cheating, which is why she's still, she's so focused on finding out if, how Kimmy feels about the situation and so on and so forth. Kimmy, like I said, she's going to play oblivious. She's going to play ignorant, and because it's convenient for her. Like, she can't prove he cheated. You don't want to look for something to prove somebody cheated. That's not pleasant either. And a lot of times, like Miss Evelyn said, do not ask a man if he's cheating if you're not willing to leave once he says yes. If he says yes and you still stay, you're going to give him permission to keep doing it. That is common sense to me. If somebody say I'm cheating and then you're like, okay, and then you go back to normal, they're going to continue to do it. So for me, if I ask you that if you're cheating, that means I'm ready to make definitive decisions and take actions based on the response that you give. And those actions would usually require me to remove my energy from that situation. Because now I'm not going to give my energy to somebody that's a cheater. That makes no sense. That's counterproductive. What am I going to do? Get mad and stay with you anyway and argue with you every day while you cheating with her? So these men won't change. They'll just force you to change. So when they force you to change, like Mortel forced Melody to change, then they like, oh yeah, we could have worked it out. No, we couldn't have, because you wasn't going to change unless I left. That's how these men move. But anyway, yeah, Maurice and Marcel, they definitely are still doing their thing. Or, they did it in the past. They may have taken a beat. They may have slowed down because of social media attention. And now they got more eyes on them. But trust and believe, I think that Maurice, before he got married to Kimmy, was out here playing around. It took you 7 years to marry this girl. But like I said, a lot of women are like, as long as he don't do it in my face, as long as he's not playing in my face, I don't care. Some women, like Melody, like myself, are like, hell no. Whether you're playing in my face or not, you're not going to do this. I'm not going to be in an open relationship. Sorry. If that's what you want to do, you can do that. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm not doing that. I don't want to. I don't feel like it. I don't like you enough to engage in that kind of relationship. You're not that fly. I'm sorry. You are not that fly of a dude where I'm going to share you with somebody else. I'm sorry. That's your fault. If you were more fly, then perhaps I would want to share you. But you're not. So that's not going to happen. Okay? So that slumber party was just a gossip fest. Melody wanted to just pick the brains of her friends. And again, she may have wanted some female support considering everything she's going through. It was a good segment for the show, I guess. It was an event that they needed to have for Christmas and something like that, so they can feel like something's actually happening outside of them going to eat and arguing. But like I said earlier, Stormi is coming through like a hurricane, and she's living up to her name. She got to fall back. She has to fall back, but I don't think she's going to, because she's become successful being ratchet. And when you're ratchet and successful, why should you stop? A lot of people say, why should I stop? I got here being the way that I am. Okay, it is what it is. Melody has to be careful. Because if she wants to have peace in her life, do not bring people around who are fans of the show, who want to be put on, who want to be famous. They don't need the money, so now you just want fame. That's a dangerous person. If you have everything you want, money, marriage, baby, home, everything, and then you still acting ratchet, that is somebody you have to really keep an eye out for. I'm not saying I don't like Stormi. I do like her honesty. I like her forthrightness. I like the fact that she's very ambitious and she's very intelligent and she's still, she's still grounded. I like that about her. And she has beautiful hair. She's a great promoter of her hair care line. I like that a lot about her. But at the same time, I can see that there are multiple red flags here that will create drama down the line. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's the reason why, Carlos King brought her on the show. That's what I think. I think he brought her on the show for drama, like he told Tisha to buck up, right? To get more aggressive and angry. Play it up for the cameras, okay? This is insane. Yeah, anyway, that's all I have to say about that for now. I look forward to reading your comments. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll speak to you soon.